Hello, and welcome back to Adventureplains. My name is Guddeful, and I think by now you should already know how this one is going. In this episode we are starting to build the queue area for the log flume. But let me say this in advance, this episode is A, very short, and B, very experimental. Because some things I try to do don't turn out that well, so I replace them by placeholders so I can come back later. That works especially for the inner corner roof and the spire I wanted to build. Those are things I have to practice a little bit more outside of Adventureplains before I do them actually inside of the game. So now you can see me starting to build the roof area around this outside area of the queue, and those will be replaced by custom roofs. Very simple ones. The custom roofs will be just made out of wooden beams and wooden planks. Nothing special, but I think it looks nice enough. Maybe I will do them later with the little pieces. I have forgotten the name and I'm not in-game right now, so I can't tell you, but I think you know what pieces I mean. The pieces most people use for the custom roof that makes them extremely poly heavy. Yeah, this is essentially how we will do the custom roofs here. And that's, to be honest, how I do them most of the time. Because I'm very lazy, it looks okay, and so why not? But I try to experiment a little bit more with those smaller pieces in private, so maybe they will come to Adventureplains in the near future. And this is actually something I really realized while building this, and I think I talked in the last episode about this too. The fact that those highly themed areas like this one here, they consume so much time. I feel like not progressing in the build anyhow, and I use the same time for stuff where I felt different in the past. So, for example, I think the whole build of the wooden coaster took me as long as this what you saw right now, maybe a little bit longer, maybe double the time. But even in double the time, I don't feel like I have accomplished anything here. And with the Woody, I was completely satisfied and happy with what I have done in this amount of time. And I don't know if that is a problem of mine or if I am really slow with building right now. Maybe you can tell me. But anyways, I hope to get back on normal schedule in the next week. Because this week also was very rushed. I had to do a lot of things this week for myself. I have to find a new flat and stuff. So I couldn't play that much. That's because why you didn't get a Blueprint Tuesday this week again, sadly. But I probably have a special project coming up next week on Tuesday. It will be one video, not a series, but it will be some kind of replacement for the missed out Blueprint Tuesdays. But anyways, that's the reason why some things didn't come, and that's the reason why this episode is so short. But I think this will be fixed in the next week, hopefully. So that I can play a little bit more in this park and record and have the time to comment on it and so on and so on. Yeah, and this is the roofing for the outside area of the queue for the log flume. And right at the end of it, where you go to the right, you will walk back into the building and be above the part where the log flume is going through the sewers, and have a little peek on the people who are going through this part of the log flume. Just placing a few details with barrels and so on. And now I put in windows and wooden beam work that I will remove in the end, at least the windows, and replace with something different. Because I found something nicer that looked better, I guess. I even have windows in there, yeah, right. And that is also an idea I had. just today while working and thinking of the park because work is sometimes boring. I plan to build a restaurant. Sorry. I plan to build a restaurant on the left side of the queue area. If you look onto it on the left side where the bridge is going for the above the canals where the lock room is going through. There I want to have a restaurant. So the windows you will see later, I will tell you when, will probably be windows of this restaurant that could be on the side of the locked room, and it will have a seating area inside of the sewers and in higher floors. So it will be a really, really big restaurant. With a terrace going on and so on. And here you can see me taking out the windows, and then I put in some other windows, I think. Yes, I do. And these other windows, I mean, that will be windows that are going together with the restaurant. There will be a seating area inside. I imagine that, by the way. I won't build an interior for that one because I thought too late of this idea, and it would be quite a pain to do that. And there you saw me struggling with the 3D gizmo again. Sometimes it's just so weird to click on things and to move things the right way like you wanted to. I hope they will fix something about that. I think it would be enough if we get the setting for the 3D gizmo that it is relative to the building grid, because we have the setting that is relative to the object itself, or the object selection. That's why you sometimes get those weird arrows, by the way, if you select two pieces together and then it goes diagonal and not straight. That's because you have selected two, and I think it does something like taking the average direction of the vectors of the items you selected, but it's not really that, because you can't control it when you get what direction of arrow. Sometimes it's just random, but I think something in the direction of this is happening, and yeah, that's so random sometimes. I don't know why that is, but it would be awesome if we could change it, because right now we can change it to the map grid so that it is aligned to the map directions, and these are, by the way, very desperate tries to get some kind of corner roof in there, but I'm just too bad for it. And here you can see me doing the replacement for now. I will make this how I imagined it, but right now I couldn't bother looking at this how it was, so I put in this replacement. But coming back to the 3D gizmo, we can click on the direction of the map grid, so everything is relative to the map grid. But this also doesn't always work, because our buildings aren't always relative to the map grid. So we just need the option for the building grid, and I think that would be implementable since we have it for the building grid. And by the way, don't look at this. This is just sad. I never tried this before. I think I did try it before, but it is a long time ago and I never did it since then. But I will practice that a little bit more and then come back and build a real spire that works. And here again I am screwed by this weird replacement I built over there, and right now I realize that my problem will be solved if I put in the roof I want in there. So maybe this will come back again when we fix it, because I end up deleting this arch because it didn't work out with everything around it right now, but maybe it will when I replace the replacement with what is actually going there. I don't know the right word, by the way, for what is the replacement. Substitution, maybe? That could be the right word. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Here I lay out a little bit more foliage. I don't do anything of the fencing around this area, except for the foresty thing that is between the Copenhagen city and the entrance for the Pelican. I think they are quite, it is quite nice, this, not fence wall, this wall, but I'm not quite sure about the lights I will be adding in the end. I added those funfair lights in the colors of Denmark. And I'm not sure if it looks good or not. I'm quite happy how it turned out in the end, but maybe I will remove the lights. Not sure. Maybe you have some input on that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Now we put it in here, there. How is it called? The concrete column. That's it. I had to put it in there, angled it slightly so it looked a little bit more interesting and not just like, okay, here we need a column, there we need a pillar, here we need a wall, and everything is straight. That would be boring. So I angled it a little bit. And now we start building the entering building for the monorail, and it does fit through that hole. I don't know if that is realistic. Maybe I will change that with the help of brick columns in the end, but right now I'm happy enough with it. I don't know if I'm happy enough with the building itself and its more or less detailing, because it looks kind of weird, but on the other hand, if you're looking realistically onto this, it is a building on the side of the park, and the rest, the Copenhagen city area, was added later. So probably it's quite realistic that this one is just looking boring and nothing more. Maybe I will add some ropes or billboards here and there on this building, but I think it's quite okay to have it like it is in this spot. And now I put in the concrete roof. I don't know if I keep it because everything looks weird from the side with those pointy roofs we have on Copenhagen Pier. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Now we're just changing the colors of the log flume and putting a little bit for the queue area in here again. Overall, after all, that's what we wanted to do this episode. And as I said, it was quite fragmented, everything. I didn't have really one plan what to do, and I think you really see that in this episode. But anyways, we are nearing the end of the footage, so thank you guys for watching this episode, even if it was quite chaotic the last 2 weeks. I thank you guys really, really, really for sticking with me on this one. And if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, tell your friends about the series, and follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. Yeah, that's all I can say for now. So thank you guys for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.